Your cat is now a COVID risk. Have you seen the new New York Times article about this? The CDC is even getting involved in giving guidance on what to do if you or your cat have COVID. You truly won't believe what I'm about to tell you. But before we begin, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell in the bottom right hand corner so you can be notified when my new videos come out. Also, click my social links in the description below if you want more content like this. I post extra exclusive content on Substack and Patreon if you're interested. Also, I have YouTube memberships now that give you access to more content, so just click the join button above. Anyways, let's get into this. Cats spreading COVID. So, the New York Times just published an article about how a cat likely passed COVID to a veterinarian. Let me just read through the first section of this article real quick. A veterinarian in Thailand likely contracted the coronavirus from an infected pet cat last year, researchers concluded in a new study. It is the first documented case of suspected cat-to-human transmission, although experts stress that the risk of cats infecting humans with the virus remains low overall. One of the cat's two owners, who both had COVID-19, probably passed the virus to the cat, which sneezed in the veterinarian's face, according to a paper which was written by scientists at Thailand's Prince of Songkla University. Genomic sequencing confirmed that the cat and all three individuals were infected with an identical version of the virus, which was not widespread in the local population at the time. So to shed a little more light on the story, it all started when a son from Thailand passed COVID onto his father. Ironically, they were both admitted to a hospital 4 days after their positive test, but brought their cat with them. After that, the cat was then separated from the two men, as cats are not allowed in the hospital. Well, as a consequence, the cat was transported to a veterinary hospital to be held until the two hospitalized men were released. Well, after doing a routine examination like any vet would on a newly admitted cat, the vet decided to nasally and rectally test the feline for COVID, who also ended up being positive for COVID, just like the owners. Later during the vet visit, the cat sneezed on the vet. Then the vet came down with COVID subsequently. Now let me just say, as a side note, this is ridiculous, and the media needs to stop stoking fear. We've known for a long time SARS-CoV-2 has many animal reservoirs like big cats, minks, ferrets, deers, apes. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's quite obvious the left-wing media is attempting to make people fearful in order to control them. Why are they trying to control people? They want more people to follow the current White House administration's agenda to vaccinate, boost, mask, and test in perpetuity. The government will keep you safe if you follow the rules that the government and government-associated agencies like CDC and FDA create. Newsflash: the rules like mandatory masking, lockdown, Zoom schooling, vaccinating young healthy children at little to no risk, and even vaccinating many who were not at risk for COVID created more problems than anything else. Those interventions didn't reduce the spread or the virulence or the trajectory of the virus meaningfully. Now don't get me wrong, the right-wing media is just as bad, which is why I refuse to identify with either side. Anyways, have a look at the study the New York Times is using to justify the article about cats and COVID. So when you look here, you see suspected cat to human transmission of SARS-CoV-2, Thailand, July through September 2021. It's a case report from the CDC on 1 to 2 individuals. It isn't even a randomized controlled trial. What's worse, based on this one CDC study, the CDC is now recommending that all people infected with COVID avoid their pets. Specifically, the new guidance states, quote, if you are sick with COVID-19, either suspected or confirmed by a test, you should avoid contact with your pets or other animals, just like you would other people. Contact includes petting, snuggling, kissing, licking, sharing food, and sleeping in the same bed. Let me make something very clear. There is no appropriate data to support doing any of this. Anyways, that's the New York Times article I wanted to bring to your attention. But if there's anything you'd like to learn about in the future, please leave it in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one.